Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of coverage options to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Farmers, be ready this planting season by contacting Yield Advantage for all your seed and planting equipment needs. They carry high-quality products from Precision Planting, Intelligent Ag, Copperhead Ag, Outback Wraps, Ware Parts LLC, Midwest Seed Genetics, and more. Yield Advantage can help your planter from basic service parts to liquid fertilizer setups. All of the latest technology and often significantly less than buying a new planter. Be ready to hit the field by contacting Yield Advantage, 218-517-7878, or online at yield-advantage.com.
Do you experience pain, tingling, numbness, freezing, or burning in the hands and feet? Does your balance feel off? Tired of sleepless nights? You may suffer from neuropathy. Dr. Andrea may be able to help. Neuropathy is a serious disease where nerves begin to break down, leading to balance problems and other complications. Our program addresses the causes, not just the symptoms. See if you qualify for our neuropathy program at Hornstein Family Chiropractic. Schedule a consult with Dr. Andrea at Hornstein Family Chiropractic, 701-672-1300. Hornstein Family Chiropractic, where chiropractic care is a family affair.
The folks at Tyler Farm Supply understand that farming is hard work, and that's why they only offer durable and reliable short-line farm equipment that you can depend on. Whether you're a small-scale farmer or manage a large operation, they have the tools that you need to get the job done quickly and efficiently. Plus, with their competitive pricing and financing options, Tyler Farm Supply makes it easy for you to get the equipment you need without breaking the bank. Give them a call today, 701-642-8827.
When challenging conditions arise, we don't back down. We up our game. We outpace the competition. Keep you ahead of adversity. We keep you equipped and bring you solutions that hit close to home. Channel leads the field so you can rise above. See how at channel.com/rise.
Make OSPTI your choice for
Carlson Family Insurance Agency is your local auto owner's insurance provider. At Carlson Family Insurance, they work for their clients, not the companies. Customer service and satisfaction is their #1 goal. Give Carlson Family Insurance a call for all of your personal, farm, business, and crop insurance needs. 701-672-6002 or at cfiagency.com. Carlson Family Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Every morning, we start our day with a purpose. To care for each other. Beyond hospital or clinic walls. Helping people feel seen and heard. Because family, friends, and community mean everything to us.
This is who we are, and this is what we care about.
Hey there! So we have 30 seconds to tell you why you should be a member of FCCU.
First Community Credit Union is member-owned.
But aren't all financials member-owned?
Nope, they're not.
Many have stockholders that drive decisions.
As a credit union, we put our members first.
As a matter of fact,
that means all the money that we make,
cha-ching,
gets reinvested back to you, our member owners.
So come see why.
Life is better with community at First Community Credit Union.
Comdell Innovation is now hiring production technicians for a variety of shifts with opportunities to make $20 or more per hour. Work in a clean, climate-controlled facility. Second shift, 4 10-hour days, every weekend off, 3:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., and 4-crew rotation, straight days, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., or straight nights, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Apply in person or online at ComdellInnovation.com. Comdell Innovation of Wahpeton, an employee-owned company.
Every business begins with an idea. With dedication, hard work, and high-speed broadband, that idea can grow into something giant. The member organizations that form BAN are proud to support North Dakota businesses every step of the way, from the soil to the stadium. The Broadband Association of North Dakota, helping North Dakotans grow bright ideas into big business.
Having the right insurance team will change the way you view insurance. Hi, this is Amanda from State Farm. My staff and I believe insurance is a tool that can help you plan for what can go wrong so you can focus and invest in what can go right.
Amanda and her team are dedicated to serving you and the community. They are local, committed, and a trusted insurance team. See why they've been voted Best Insurance Agency 7 years and counting.
Come see us. We'd love a chance to work with you too.
Smith Motors in Wahpeton, our goal is to find the vehicle that fits you, both in lifestyle and budget. Do more with the spacious GMC Acadia, the powerful, always dependable Chevy Silverado, or the rugged, hardworking GMC Sierra. Since 1960, Smith Motors has provided an excellent automotive experience featuring high-quality service and low-pressure sales. Chevrolet or GMC, the selection is great, and if we don't have it, we'll find it for you. Smith Motors, small-town friendly, big-town...
Johnson with the home run, just about to stray away center field.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Giants Coaches Show right here on Three Borders Sports Network. And those of you watching on Red River Communications Cable Channel 28, welcome to everybody. And this broadcast also brought to you in part by Red River Communications, along with Giant Seeds and Snacks. I'm Joe Schreiner. The man on the right-hand side of your screen, that is B-Dub, Brian Watson. B-Dub, good evening.
Are you sure it's not reversed?
Well, it looks like it's the right-hand side of my screen.
You're right.
Why does he do that? Really?
Sometimes, you know, when you're looking at the screen, it's reversed sometimes.
Yeah, that's if you're TikToking or something.
Yeah, but you can't TikTok on a flip phone. So, I mean, it is what it is. So,
we're joined by head coach of the Husky Boys basketball squad. That's Jeff Ralph. Jeff, help me out, Jeff.
There is no help for him.
TikTok.
There isn't. Yeah. He doesn't even know what TikTok is.
I do not know what TikTok is. I do not care either.
He knows nothing about TikTok. So I coach girls, so I have to know about TikTok.
Well, we must be getting close to golf season because we're in shorts tonight.
I know, and the golf course is going to be open on Sunday. So
how about that?
Sunday at 11.
Yeah.
I will not be out there slashing balls on Sunday.
I don't even care if I lose balls on Sunday.
No.
I don't. I just want to hit them around. I might just hit a ball and then just go. Just drop them and just drop them wherever. Just
hit and then go to where you think it
go where I
went.
think it is and just leave them out there. Just have a bunch of balls in my cart.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Might as well.
Might shoot 75.
Yeah.
On the front.
On the front. Yeah, on the front is right. Probably on the first 3 holes.
Are they going to allow carts on the course?
They are.
They are. Yes.
It is.
Yes.
It's dry enough, I would say.
Yeah. Although it's supposed to snow tomorrow.
What?
It's supposed to snow tomorrow.
What?
You heard me.
That was 60. I was out barbecuing for supper tonight.
No.
60. And tomorrow the high is 32.
Right. And Friday it's supposed to be 30.
30 something too.
Yeah. It's no good.
But 60 on Sunday.
And then hopefully we're past it.
Yep.
I think so.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because Major League Baseball's opening up tonight. Yard's got that on.
Yard's got that on over there. Those guys are back
him
there.
And Chad got it under control, watching some Major League Baseball. So golf season's around the corner. Well, you know, we're saying this is our finale here, but really in 2 weeks we're probably going to see him again.
We can't get rid of this guy.
No, he's always
he's always coaches every season.
We should call it the Coaches Show with Jeff Ralph.
I don't want to give him that kind of credit, though. I really don't. So
we got to say hi to the Ralph family out there in western North Dakota, and I got to say hi to Cam and Wyatt. They're watching tonight too, boys. not in bed yet. They're going to be able to watch, unless Jeff goes really long tonight, they'll be able to watch all.
He's the only guest tonight. He can go as long as he wants to tonight. Maybe he'll cut it short tonight.
Yeah, maybe
we'll be out here
only
in 10
15
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
No.
We got a lot to talk to him about.
There's no chance of that.
We got a lot to talk to him about tonight. So.
Yeah.
Should we do that right now?
We might as well.
All right, let's get started. Jeff Ralph, head coach of the Wahpeton Boys Huskies squad, joining us here tonight. They finished 20-8 on the season, and pretty good season all in all. And we'll talk about it at the conclusion of our interview here, Jeff. You go to the state tournament up at the Fargo Dome. You go in there as the number 5 seed. We talked to you last week at the coaches show. You were pretty happy with that seed, where you landed in the state seedings. Going up against number 4 seed Beulah. First game on Thursday night, final game of the first day of the tournament. And I'm going to ask you a question, and you might not like it, but is that one that got away?
You know, we had a stretch in the third quarter where it kind of got away from us.
Yeah.
It did. Where we weren't scoring the basketball. We had some turnovers.
Yeah, I think it took you almost, didn't it take you like about 6 minutes or 5 or 6 minutes to score your first points?
It took us a while.
Yeah.
We didn't have a great start. You know, it was, I think we were down 1 going into the third, and we just didn't, we weren't sharp coming out, but, you know, we battled back and really, you know, I think after maybe a 10-0 run or whatever by then, we were back.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when the fourth quarter started, you know, we were down 5 and we were searching, you know, and I felt like we were in a good spot. I thought we had, and we changed our lineup. We went small.
Mm-hmm.
We went with Cooper and Bonch, and then Jack and Braden along with Al, and you know, I thought it was a good adjustment by us, and probably too late of an adjustment. We should have did it sooner, but. You know, we made our run and got back. And then we had 2 really plays where, you know, we make a steal, we get a foul call, we get a rebound, we get a foul called. They go to the foul line and make free throws, and they're a good free throw shooting team. And, you know, I'm sure they would say, well, you fouled, so that's, you know, but really a physical game. And I thought
yeah, it sure was.
In that final 2 minutes, when we had battled back and put ourselves in position, you know, we didn't finish it off for whatever reason that was, and you know, we had a lot of opportunities. I really thought Braden and Jack, of course, played great, but Aiden Bonchus was really good in that
game.
game.
Had a good game.
You know, got in double figures, and Cooper Kulmo had 6, and those 2 guys were the guys we're waiting for all year, you know, to assert themselves, and I thought they played great in that game. And then down in that final stretch, we just, you know, we put them on the foul line, and we can't do that. You know, they shoot 13 of 17 from the free throw line, 7 of 7 in the fourth quarter, and that's just too many fouls for them to be shooting in such a tight game. And you know, did it get away from us? Well, I mean, we felt like we had a great chance to win that game. We felt like our game plan was good. You know, the one piece we didn't follow very well was Philip Widener. He gets 21 points. He's 7 of 7 from the free throw line, 7 of 10 from the field.
Which number was he?
Number 24, had 11 boards.
Yeah. He had a lot of rebounds.
I mean, his offensive rebounding and his ability to find an open spot under the basket when, you know, we would help to Larson. And somehow they found him, and when they shot and missed, it seemed like the rebound went to him, and he was an all tournament player. I mean, he had 21 boards in the championship game, so I mean he was a guy we were worried about, a guy that we thought we had to do a good job on, and we didn't do a great job with him. And you know, the Shirados, I felt like we shut down Braylon, the older of the 2 at 18. But Benson at 8. I thought we did a great job on those 2 guys, but we let Widener get too many points inside, and you know, that's easy to look back now.
It is,
but we game planned for that. You know, we were do not leave him. make sure you're on him because they'll find him. And you kind of fall back to your instincts defensively, and you go help a guy inside or whatever. But credit to them. They, it was their best game, I think. I thought we gave them a heck of a game, and they ended up winning. But I thought we played pretty well. Braden had 19, 3 of 4 from the free throw line, hit a couple big threes for us. Jack had 11. Jack didn't have his greatest night. I think he was pretty disappointed after the game.
Yeah.
Didn't have his greatest night with 11 points. But, Aiden Bonchis with 10, 4 or 5 from the field, hit 2 threes. Really the player that we thought he would be for us, and we're going to have him be this player next year.
He'll have to be there.
He really played well, I thought. Then we had Cooper with 6 off the bench, 6 big points. I mean, he hit big shots, hit 2 free throws, and I thought Cooper was really good the final 5 games of the season, 6 games, probably 6 games of the season. Cooper was really good, and he's a player that can get to the rim. Looking at some of the highlights of the game, his ability to get in the lane, and Widener was guarding him, so he went right by him and scored. Cooper was really good in that game. Then we had Al with 4 points and 8 big boards, and then Trey with 1 point and 7 rebounds. And we've talked all year about how we got more scoring, but doggone it, they're doing the job on the boards. And it's just one of those games where you look back and you think of all the opportunities in that game to win, and it came down to 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And we just put them on the foul line. You can't do that. A really good free throw shooting team. They shot 77% for the game. They're probably shooting that all year. So, it's a huge disappointment, because you want to play at night. You want to play on TV, and you want to, give yourself a chance to be a state champion. And, we did that. And, for 30 minutes, we did that. And the final 2, it kind of got away from us.
The final 2 kind of got away, but what I was going to ask you, and you brought them up kind of in your conversation there, Coach. Number 1, I wanted to talk about the 6'7" kid. I think his last name is Larson. I said I was sitting by the Brian Watson. I was sitting by him. I was going to say the Lady Huskies head coach, but Brian was sitting next to me here during the game. And I said to Brian in warm-ups, I said, he's going to be a problem. And he said, no, I don't think so. He said, I think Al will handle him just fine. And I don't know how many Larson ended up with, but
he just had 5 points.
Yeah, so he did pretty good and did well there. But the other thing that, if I'm not speaking out of turn here, Brian said, watch for Kumo in the second half, and you mentioned about how he did, and we were kind of looking for him a little bit more, and maybe he turned some opportunities down. But I think next year he's going to see that lane open up and go.
Yep, I think so. He's good getting to the rim, and kind of deceptively quick in doing that.
Yes.
And some of that, is biding your time with a couple of really good players around you.
Yeah, you already got it.
And some of that was maybe bad coaching. We probably should have went to the 4 perimeter guys earlier in that game, and I kept, because we got to have somebody on Larson who's 6'7". He had 10 boards, and we got to have somebody on Widener, a bigger guy. But I think I think we found out in that fourth quarter we could create some offense off of that, the mismatches, and we did that. And then I thought it paid off for us offensively, but defensively, then again we still gave up. The problem that Widener was inside, and he was a problem for Devils Lake on Friday night. He was a problem for Central Cass on Saturday night. He was an all-state tournament team player, not just in our game. I mean, he was good in every game. So, I think he was maybe the wild card that
I think so too. I saw a portion of his post-game interview on TV, and he said, "Coach tells me to go in there and get rebounds," and I think that's what he did all tournament game. So that's my job. He said, "That's my job."
He was pretty good at it.
He's pretty good at it. Did Beulah? I know I think it was at the Devils Lake game or maybe the championship game. Both They only played 5 players or 5 starters. Did they play more than 5 with you guys?
They did play 2 other guys
Did
against
they?
us.
I don't recall.
And that was I think in that end of third, start of fourth quarter where they had a bit of a lead on us.
Okay.
And they rested, but not long. They had a guy. Guy played 2 minutes and 32 seconds. The other guy played about a minute.
Oh,
so they did sub, but it was just, just that one blow.
And I think you said that last week in the coaches show that they're not going to go very deep on the bench.
And that was something that we thought we had to get into them.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't. If you get fouls on that big guy.
Yes.
You take him out of the lane, and that opens things up for you. And we just didn't do that.
Well, I think
he didn't even leave the lane. He didn't have to leave to guard anybody.
I think you had one of the Sherados with 2 fouls right away in the first half too.
Yeah, we did have some foul trouble on them right away, but and we.
It just
or drawn plays to go. Let's go at him, and then you catch the ball in an odd position where you can't. And that was, we doggone it, in the game we thought we had every opportunity, and for whatever reason didn't capitalize at the right time. And credit to the boys for hanging in there. They were, distraught after the game.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because we thought that was kind of one that got away from us, a team that we had, we played them last year, essentially the same team. You throw Larson in there as a wild card, but I thought, just a great matchup. Him and Al matchup, and then everybody else is kind of the same. And our adjustment maybe just a little too late. We probably should have adjusted sooner, but that's easy to say after you're done.
Yeah,
we should have did this instead.
Yeah, especially when you look back and see that Beulah goes on to win the whole thing, and it's like, if we'd have just had that break or this break or this bucket or that bucket, it could have been a whole different story. Because the next night, and the Devils Lake guys had the Palmer boys back, and then of course they fall to Beulah. But all right, so let's talk about Game 2. You had to come back the next morning, or actually, well, you didn't get home till probably what, 11 o'clock that night?
We got home about 11:30.
11:30 on Thursday night, and you got to hustle back up there on Friday for a, what was it, 2:45 game?
2:45. We brought the boys in about, I think, 9:30. Did a little shoot around and didn't really, we didn't dress really, just kind of walked through what we wanted to do, shot some free throws, whatever. And, Dunseith presents a problem in the Nelson Dakota, about a 6'5", 6'6" kid who's really athletic. We're going to have to guard on the perimeter. That's not a great matchup for us. We put Jack on him, he posts him up, take him out. You guard. Al guards him, takes Al away from the basket. And but we felt like the other matchups were okay. They're really a young team. I think they'll be a good team next year. We shouldn't take anything away from them. They made it. Really a young team this year made it to the state tournament, upset Turtle Mountain in the region championship, and then beat them for 7th place too. So maybe not an upset, but he presented a matchup that was tough for us.
Yep.
And he goes and gets 27, 7 of 12 from the field, 2 for 2 from 3, 7 of 10 from the free throw line.
Wow.
Just all-state.
I was going to say he made the all-state line,
and he did make all-state.
Yep.
But after that, then this Azure kid had 12, and then they didn't really have anything after that. And I thought, really for the most part, we were in control of the whole game. Early it was tight, 14-11, but we opened it up by half, and then it got the margin got wider in the third. But I thought we managed the game like we had to. We played a lot of guys. We gave a little bit of rest where we could, knowing that we had a big game. We're going to want to get fifth tomorrow.
Saturday,
I just thought our kids responded well. You're playing the last game on Thursday night and you lose, and now you're playing in the afternoon, and how do you bounce back? And we told the boys, let's be 2-1. When the season's over, let's get these next 2, and I thought they responded well. Jack, who really, I think a little despondent after the game on Thursday night. Had a lot of good looks, and the ball just wasn't finding the bottom of the net. But, he's 13 of 15 from 2. He's 0 for 4. Didn't make a 3, but 2 for 4 and scores 28 points the next day. I mean, what a bounce back game for him, just attacking the rim time after time. And, then we had the Beast at 21, 2 for 3, 3 for 7 from 3, 8 of 9 from the free throw line. We talked all year about, if we don't get out, it's going to be because of free throws and getting to the rim, and they did the job there. Free throws, we shot 79% for the game. So
that's
those two guys, 2 big games. Then we had 4 guys with 5. Trayton King had 5 points, 7 boards. Aiden Bonches 5 points, 3 boards. Cooper again 5 points, had 4 assists, and then Rylan Flack came off the bench and hit 5 big points for us. Hit a big 3 in the corner. We've seen him do it all year in practice. It's a matter of that transferring into a game, and he's a rebounder and he's a physical player, and to see him in the game on Thursday night get called for a foul where he didn't think he fouled, and just
neither did I, for
the look of despair on his face, and we've seen him foul. I mean, he hit Reggie Rice in the Grafton game in the arc, and Reggie hit the free throw line on his way down. So, I mean, Ryland's a physical kid, but we've seen him also make shots in practice, and I that's going to be a piece that we're going to have next year with Ryland, is being able to step out and make a 3 and stretch defenses a little bit. But he had 5 points, 2 boards, and I thought we dominated that consolation semifinal game. I thought our kids were ready to play. I thought we established ourselves early, set the tone defensively, and then was a matter of finishing out that game, and ends up a 17-point game, but I felt like we were firmly in control for most of the afternoon. And a good win for us, a good opportunity to play. I think everybody got in the game, which is, if you're like Beulah and you play 5 guys and win all 3, you're going to be happy.
You're right.
But you know what? It was great to get Austin Fensky in there and get Jet Johnson and those other guys, giving them an opportunity to play and play in the state tournament. You never know when it's going to come back again. We've made it 2 years in a row, but nothing's set, for next year.
There's no guarantees.
No, it's cool to see them guys get an opportunity to play.
So then in less than 24 hours, you got to come back again. This time it's before noon, and set the alarm a little bit earlier again, and you got to come back and play for 5th place, which is a nice trophy to have as well. And you're taking on somebody else that you took on earlier in the year, and 4 wins in Minnewacan.
That team, we feel good with our matchup with them. We really do. We feel like, Merrill Deng's their best player. We feel like we match up well with him. He hasn't had great games against us. The question mark going into that game was, where's he going to guard? Well, he starts out the game on Brady, and now it's like, oh boy, how are we gonna attack him? And what's that going to do to how we go about what we do offensively? But Braden hands down wins that matchup. And we didn't do anything in the third quarter. We didn't score the basketball. We get outscored 20-5 in the third quarter, and now I'm wondering, starting the fourth, what are we going to do here? Are we subbing out? Are we going to play everybody else in the fourth, or what's going to happen? And we go on. What do we have? 11-0 run to start the fourth quarter, and put ourselves back in that game, and I think tied it up or maybe even took a lead, which is great to see. I mean, I never did a thing for 3 days, and I was exhausted. And those kids, I asked Braden just a stupid question after. I said, "How'd the floor taste?" And he looked at me and he's like, "What?" And I said, well, your tongue was hanging out so far. You just licked the floor. You were so tired.
That's a good one.
And, I mean, he gave everything he had, and we couldn't take him out. I mean, we rotated guys in to play D, and Carter Oswald did a great job.
Yep.
But when push came to shove, we had to have offense on the floor, and Braden was exhausted and still did the job for us. But it was just one of those games where we got down so far, you use all your energy to catch up, and then again, the final couple minutes, you just have nothing left. And a great effort by us, but once we got down so far, it was so tough for us to come back. But in that game, Jack had 23, had 5 boards, 3 assists. Braden had 19 again, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Trey K, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Cooper, again, just a great game by Cooper, 8 points, 4 rebounds. And then Alex Cummings had 5 points or had 0 points, but 7 boards for us. So we just didn't get enough scoring from everybody, but we had the same contribution like with Al with 7 boards that we needed. But for them, Keeson Littlewind, I mean, who's he?
Right.
Well, we know who he is.
We now know.
But he comes in the game, he gets 18 for them on 7 of 8 shooting and gets to the foul line. And, a guy we kind of left to stop everybody else. So, we win the matchup with Braden. Morel Deng gets 8 points and 9 boards. Braden has 19 points, 4 boards, and 3 assists. So I thought we won that matchup. But one of their role players kind of got away from us a little bit. And really disappointingly for us, we didn't handle the 1-2-2 half-court trap at all. And what is your adjustment? Well, put the ball where you're supposed to put it and go score. And we were on our heels a lot in that game with that. And, I know Rick really well. And when we talked after the game, he kind of chuckled like, yeah, I was really surprised it took you guys so long to get adjusted and going with that, because we'd seen it from them before, and we kind of tore it apart. But they played it great, and I just thought we weren't aggressive enough offensively.
Yeah.
Tried to put Jack in the middle there and get him the ball, and when we did that, we were really good. We had Bonch in there a couple times, we had Trey in there a couple times, and just some indecision on what they wanted to do. But I think we put the right guys in the right spots, and when we did, we made a great run and caught up. But credit to 4 Winds, they're a good team. I think end of the year #1 in the poll, and they're a good team.
Yeah.
No
question.
If you don't play your best at the state tournament, you're going to get beat. A couple times we weren't fully at our best for a few minutes, and that cost us a game.
Yep. All right, B-Dub, I'm going to bring you in here before we get started on the postseason awards and all the accolades that the players got, and before we wrap it up here with Coach, you got anything you want to talk to him about here about the tournament itself?
I mean, I know you're not happy with the finish, but are you happy with the finish?
We are.
I mean, if cliche, but if beginning of the season I told you you're going to go to state tournament, you're going to finish, you'd be happy with that.
Yep. Yeah. I think we are. Our kids, I think maybe under the radar somewhat in that, we don't have the 35-point a game guys and all that stuff, but our kids play defense and they rebound and they battle, and
that's why I felt like you had a really good opportunity to finish well. Not that you didn't, but because of the way that you play defense. Because people would ask me, well, how do you think they're going to do against this or against that? Like, well, I mean, they can guard. So I think they have a chance to really beat anybody. The other thing that I would say is that you have to be pleased, and you kind of talked about it a little bit, you have to be pleased with what you got out of Coolmo and Bonches. Because in my eyes, just sitting there watching, I went to every game, those 2 dudes played really, really well. And I think if you look at next year, because the people are going to say, well, you're going to lose Braden and you're going to lose Al. But I think with those 2, you you're going to get everything back that you had in Braden, and I think Flack's going to be good for you as far as if you were comparing on what you're going to fill in there as far as Al is concerned. I mean, I feel like you got some pieces coming in the way that Oswald played during the season too, that you're going to be in a pretty good place. It's not like you're like, well, what are we going to do next year? How are we going to do this or how are we going to do that? I feel like you have some really good pieces coming back, and the way that Kumo and Bonchas played at the end of the year, that's got to make you smile a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at Braden, I mean, we tried to play him as a freshman, and he was playing behind Caden Kappas, who was one of the best point guards we've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
And then Braden, you know, he's kind of stuck, you know, like Cooper maybe is stuck behind Braden. But, you know, Braden's 19 points a game. How do you replace that with 3 assists and 5 rebounds and just his cool, calm demeanor? You know, how do you replace that? When you look at what Cooper did with 8 points a game down the stretch and Bonch with 8 points a game down the stretch, you know, I feel really good about where we're going, you know, moving into next year.
Yeah.
The experiences they gained, you know, I think are going to make us pretty good. And when you talk about what we've lost with Braden, I mean, there's so many things besides what he's done statistically. You know, the kid guards. You know, he guarded Dang the other day, which was, you know, a heck of a job. You know, and when you're handling the basketball and guarding him, you're exhausted after the game.
Yeah.
And so, where were they Sunday? They're in the gym playing basketball Sunday.
Were they?
But
Wow.
I mean, what they do, when you look at where we're going with these younger guys, I think just the great leadership of Braden showed them how it's done. You know, Braden and Jack are hardest workers in practice, and they've helped Kyler Flack and Carter Oswalt and Cooper and Aiden see this is how things are done here, and you know that makes me feel really good about where we're going to be next year. You know, when you take Braden out of the lineup, there's a huge hole. I don't care what you say, but I feel like Cooper now understands. You know, this is going to be my job now. I'm going to have to be better next year, and I think Aiden does too. And I think they can both fill that spot. We can't go 19-19 and our next leading scorer 4. You know, next year we're going to have 19 and then 15 and 12 and 10, you know, like that. And I think Cooper and Aiden and Trey, you know, they're going to be guys who can do that. And you talked about Rylan Flack. You know, I think he can rebound. You know, and when the way he shoots the 3, you know, he's going to be kind of a player maybe like Cooper Klosterman, who, you know, he's going to get 1 or 2 threes a game. Now it's going to draw people away. It's going to open up the lane, and now Jack can get to the rim. Cooper can get to the rim. Bonch can get into there to that mid-range, open some things up for Trey inside. And, you know, I just we're losing a lot with Al and Braden graduating, but I feel like we got some guys who can fill those holes and who can really do some really good things for us going in the future.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's nice that those guys got to play with Braden.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you said, yeah, you get to figure out what it's like, but now when next year comes, they won't feel like, well, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
They've already been shown what to do. They've already been on the floor in tight situations. So it's not going to be one of those deals where they're going to be deers in a headlight. You know, they're going to be out there like, okay, it's my turn and it's my time to go, because they've had the experience on the biggest stage. So you can't say that. I just don't. I mean, I think they're going to be ready. You can't look at it and go, well, geez, what are we going to get out of these guys next year? I think you know exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, I think we will be ready. You know, when you talk about a kid like Cooper, you know, if he went in right away this year and turned it over, we yanked him out and put Jack or Braden back in, and now, you know, after the season, we feel like he knows what he's supposed to do now, and you know that it's really hard when you have players at that level, and you know, you've had like Tylee, if you sub somebody in for her and you put her back in right away because she's the real deal. And
it was always, let me know when you're ready.
Yep. And then you go. Yep. And Braden would never, ever say he was tired. But I think they really showed especially Braden, his leadership showed the guys, this is how we do things here, and when you're ready for this, you'll be the guy. And I think he showed them that way. And I think Braden is, he's a special player. He's our all-time career scoring leader at Wahpeton Public Schools. He did so much for our team, but I don't think people begin to understand what he did leadership-wise. And when you come into our practice in the middle of January at 4:30, his nose is bleeding, and he's in there with everybody else getting the work done. And he's not the superstar who's rose bowling his way through and hiding at the end of a line. He's in front, and he's getting after it. And I think that really set the tone for these younger guys. And I mentioned Carter Oswalt and Cooper, but you know what? This young Flack kid, I think, is going to be a good player for us. Kyler, we couldn't get him on the floor, but I think he's going to challenge for a spot next year because of what he saw in practice and his work ethic as a freshman, talking on D and encouraging his teammates. The white team gets beat up every day.
Yep.
Every day.
Yep.
And they play defense for 25 possessions in a row. And, they get the rebound, and Coach Caveney says, go, and I blow my whistle, and I say, all right, purple, let's run 30, and they got to go back on D. And that, that's hard. But they've seen, how that works for our team. So I'm really pleased with what we have coming back. And
that's awesome.
And doggone, I wish we could have Braden and Al and Garnett. If we could give Landon another chance.
Yep.
That would be great, but that's not going to happen. But our kids, we have some really good kids coming back. We lose 3 guys off of that team, and we got 12 guys coming back, and I think 12 pretty good basketball players coming back.
I would agree. You might be dangerous next year.
We might be a little under the radar.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I feel like people are going to be like, they lost Steffens or whatever. They're going to be whatever. But I think you're going to be dangerous.
It's going to be all about the development of a couple guys.
Yep.
Central Cass. Keegan Peterson was a starter for them, a senior.
Yeah.
But their best guys are coming back.
Yeah. But it should be pretty competitive. The top is what the top is, but after that, it might be a slugfest.
Yep. And we feel like we're in that 2, 3, 4 maybe spot next year, kind of like we were this year.
Right.
So we'll see how that plays out. But I like our guys, and I feel like they know what it takes to win, and
they're not afraid
what
of
it
anything.
takes to be competitive.
Yeah, they're not afraid of anything.
Not afraid.
Yeah.
We talked about the seniors. We talked about Braden. We'll talk about Al and Garnett and Landon here in a few minutes. But I want to talk about the postseason accolades that the team got. You had a Region 1 Senior Athlete of the Year. As in Braden, you had all region players. I think Braden and Jack both made that. Yep. And then you go to the all-tournament team, the all-state tournament team, and the Wahpeton landed 2 on that. Again, those same 2 guys. And the all-state team, first team, is Braden, of course. And I don't know if I'm missing anybody there or any accolades here on my notes, but it shows what they are.
Really, it does. And I think last year, Braden should have been all-state last year.
I agree.
There's no reason he's not. But it's voting by people who vote for who they vote for. And this year, we end up with Braden on first team all-state by the sports writers and by the coaches. So I think that's legit. His play on both ends of the floor, offensively averaging 19, defensively, it's not like in Peoria where Brian Watson's a good player, so let's let him score and then let's put him on Jeff Ralph because he can't score anything. Well, I would have scored on him anyway. But
now let's clarify something right now, okay?
I'm talking to Jeff.
I know that, but I was a top quality defender, okay? Yeah. So you would be locked up.
But
I'm just telling you that right now.
We have done that though. You know, we've taken okay. Here's our score. Let's let him guard this guy.
Right, you got to let him rest or whatever. Yeah.
And Braden didn't do that. You know. He rebounded. He did everything for us, and did everything to the best of his ability, and you know, got everything he deserved except for all-state tournament team. I cannot in my life figure out how he doesn't get that. He scored 59 points in 3 games. He guarded one of the Sherados on Thursday. He guarded Dang on Saturday. He guarded. I don't know who he guarded on Friday from Dunseith, but I mean he played both ends. Now when you get 6 in the state tournament, you don't get 2, you get 1.
Yeah.
So I mean that's how it is, and Jack made it. But you know, what a year for Braden, senior athlete in Region 1, all state voted by the coaches, all state voted by the press. You know. All region.
Yep.
Just a great player and a great kid, and never said a word all year. Just played.
Yep.
You know, nose down. Jack ends up all region 1, second team all state by the coaches. Doesn't get all state by the sports writers. There's 10 players there. You know, I thought he's better than 3 of the kids at least on the second team, but I'm biased. I mean, I'll admit that, but the kids are our hardest worker in practice, and I think, you know, those 2 really, you know, they drove our team. They really did.
Sure.
Jack got all-state tournament team, which is great. You know, had a huge night against Dunseith and another one against 4 Winds. So maybe that prompted that vote. But I think those 2 guys really, the accolades they get are a credit to what kind of team we had and what kind of players they are. They score the basketball for us, but they do so many other things too. And both of them, Jack, you know, who'd Jack guard on Friday night or on Thursday night? He guards Braylon Sherrado. On Friday he wants Dakota. Well, we can't put him on Dakota because he's 6'6", but he does a great job on the other kid. And then against 4 Winds, he wants to guard Dang. But we got to have him shut down DeLorme. He did a great job there, but you know, they're both all-around players. And when the coaches voted on our all-state team, that was one thing we talked about. Is we got 2-way players that should be getting the accolades first before the guy that scores 30.
Yep.
You know, and I think we did that. You know, and I think Jack and Braden both proved that they were 2 of the best players in the state.
And I bet you if you talk to those 2, and I have not since the tournament and all these awards that they've received, but I'll bet you that they would do it just like everybody else and say, I couldn't do it without my teammates.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So I think they'd be the first ones to say that.
They would. You know, the job Alex did for us this year, you know, I put him up for all region, knew he wasn't going to get it because he only scored 5 points a game, but when you average 8 boards, you know, he had an 18 and 19 night this year. Just the job he did for us inside, defensively, the job he did rebounding-wise. I mean, a lot of the things he did maybe go unseen by the casual basketball watcher. But, you know, we get done with a game and you go look and a kid has 8 or 9 boards. That's a big night. And, you know, we looked at Alex led us in rebounding 17 games.
Wow.
I mean,
out of 28, that's pretty good.
That's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And then Trayton King, who again, you know, maybe a player we lamented the fact that, God, we need him to score more. Well, and then 8 of those other games, he was our leading rebounder. And it wasn't with 2 or 3. I mean, it was 7 rebounds. So, you know, those 2 kids inside for us, along with Rylan Flack, really solidified our defense and maybe made us look better than we were because of how they shut down the lane and how they maybe some teams got some shots and then they missed and we got the rebounds. Right. So I think when you look at that overall, I think they really their role was bigger than maybe what it showed, scoring wise, which is what everybody looks at is scoring wise. But I think defensively we were pretty good, and it was because of Alex, because of Trey, Aiden Bonchus, that kid, when he was a sophomore or freshman, we didn't know if he could guard anybody. And this year, we put him on the Boer kid from Central Cass and shut him down. And we put him on guys that we thought he could really guard. And I thought, he really turned into a good defender for us, a good rebounder for us. And, we're going to ask for more scoring next year. But, I thought he too was just another kid who his defensive game stepped up. And that was big for us this year. So, our kids we have coming back are going to be pretty good, but they're going to have to take a step forward too. And Aiden's one of those guys we're really expecting to do that.
All right, talk about your other seniors. We talked about Braden quite a little bit about Alex. If you got more you want to say about Alex, and of course Garnett and Landon here, you got to talk about those guys.
Al comes out for basketball 2 years ago, and
what a what a story.
Yeah,
what a story.
I mean, a heck of a tennis player, but just a terrible basketball player
when he first started.
But you know what? He listened and he learned, and every time you talk to him, he looks at you and he shakes his head yes, like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. And you couldn't ask for any more from him. And we needed him to score for us at times, but the game would get over. We'd go look at stats and he'd have 11 rebounds. And you think, geez, what do you want from the kid? Just a super coachable kid, a kid that really was unskilled as a basketball player, but did everything we asked him to do. And last Saturday, I don't think the game played out as he liked. He just didn't. We didn't have very good matchups for him. He ended up, he sits because he fouls all the time. And he didn't foul. He ended up sitting, but. You know what? The kid did everything we asked him to do all the time. And when you look at a role player and look at a kid who did everything he could for our team, I mean, that's Alex Cummings.
He left it on the floor.
He really did. And, I think a kid who really embraced being part of our team and really embraced being part of the group. And I thought that was great for Alex. And I think he made us, he made all of us better players, better people because of how he handled himself. He made a face when they called some weird fouls on him, I think, but he just accepted it and moved on. And I think that's what you have to do as a player. And what a great kid. Garnett Anderson, a kid who, we back up to our first time we played. 4 wins. He guarded Dang and really did a great job, and I think I remember Coach Watson saying maybe the player of the game in that game because of the job he did defensively, and then just kind of got lost in the bench a little bit with Bonch playing and with Trey K playing, and just couldn't find a lot of minutes for Garnett. But if you, like I said about practice, you come to practice, Garnett's there working his tail off to make everybody else better. And I know wishing it was him that was going to be out there on Friday night. But again, what a great teammate, what a great kid to build our team with. And we gave him every opportunity we could find to get him on the floor and give him an opportunity. And we started him Saturday against 4 Winds. I mean, he's a senior and has given 4 years of his career to our program. I couldn't be prouder of a kid who, I think wanted to play more and just ended up getting beat out. But I think also understood that it's something bigger than just about him. So, hats off to Garnett for a good season. And, he 6th in tennis, him and Al, and they took 6th in basketball. So pretty darn good senior year when you look at it from that viewpoint. So really 3 good seniors who were on the court for us and 3 kids that are going to be really good people once they're out, living their life.
And Landon. What can you say about Landon?
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I know. I shouldn't even.
Landon coached with us, and he would say to me, "Dad, we got to do something about this and this." And I think what I really liked about how all of that was handled was the players really took that as him being a coach rather than a teammate. And he was a teammate in the locker room, but when he had something to say, I think they listened.
Yeah.
And they knew his perspective, his viewpoint was valid. I think sometimes players, when other guys are saying, you need to do this, they're like, well, you're not doing it, and Landon wasn't doing it. He couldn't. But I think they valued his viewpoint, and I think that's a credit to the kind of kid he is, and that's a credit to his mother. I mean, his dad had nothing to do with raising that boy. His mother did all the work there, and I think Landon's got really a bright future as a coach. Yeah. He understands the whole picture, understands winning and losing, and
he's going to have a great year at Valley City playing football.
Hope he does.
And it's too bad he couldn't finish out his senior year with his dad, and I know that was important to you, and it was important that he got at least to play a little bit in his final home game of the year.
That was a pretty cool thing we did with him.
That was pretty cool.
With him and the Bittner boy. And, but I think, again, it's about, how have we gotten better as people? And, I had nothing to do. He is such a quality kid in what he does in school, what he does as a teammate, and he's just. I'm biased, I know, but Landon's a great kid, as are all of our kids. I just feel like, what, you take one of our kids and you put them out in any situation, they're going to do well, and not because of what we've done in basketball, but how they've been raised by their parents, and then how we've tried to shape them as being part of our team. I mean, we go on a bus trip, nobody's ever late. We go into a restaurant, we don't have to tell kids to push their chairs. I mean, we have great kids, and I think part of that is just the expectation of, what do we want from them? And I hope that's what we're building. We'd like to win more basketball games, but we've got really good kids, and I'm excited to be part of it. I really feel fortunate. I mean, this next year's going to be year 20, and I mean, how do you make it that long? And I think making it that long is a credit to the people that follow your program, a credit to Three Border Sports. I mean, when did you guys start?
COVID year, 2020.
So, I mean, the coverage we've had from you guys, I'll give some love to your competitors, I3G Network, the radio, and Corbin over at the newspaper. I mean, they let us brag about our kids, and then our fans who just come along. We have such great following by people. We go up there and before the Beulah game, Marianne Wyand and Alan Weigel are there. Wyand are there, and they're just excited for us. And she gives me a hug and tells me to go get them. And, heck, I think she's been retired for 10 plus years from school, but she's still excited about the Huskies.
Yep.
And, the Becky and John Lingen are there watching every game, in their reserved seats in our section, and sitting in the middle of a bunch of crazy Shiloh people in their games. But it's people like that, Jerry and Renee Walter, Joe and Pat Gaveney. How long have they been going to Husky games? And Jim Cook, Kurt and Barb Munn, just so many people who they just love the Huskies. And I think a lot of that credit goes to you guys for letting them see some games when they can't make it. And then it's just about Wapton Huskies and how they want us to do well. And, you saw the send-off that morning. I mean, what? Yeah, that's okay, Coach. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question here, and you're gonna complete the sentence.
So I'm going to say the happiest moment of the season for me personally was...
Oh, boy. I don't know. You know, I think maybe selfishly landing, getting a bucket at home. You know, that was pretty cool.
That was very cool. It was our play of the week too. B-Dub, anything to add there to the coach there?
Well, I think he's pretty much covered the whole thing. I think he's right, though. I will say that I think he's right when he talks about our fans. You know, I said this at our banquet too. We have some of the best fans out of anywhere in the state, and maybe we are a little bit biased, but when we go to Minot or we go to Four Winds or wherever it is, and you know, we have a lot of fans there. In the old days of the EDC, we go to Fargo North or Fargo South, and we have more fans than they do.
Yeah,
you know, it speaks volumes for what we have that follows us, and I think it's great.
I mean, driving through town, all the people standing on the street.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, it really is. You think that people they're not really paying attention or don't care or whatever, but when they come out and stand on the street and watch you guys leave town, I think that says it right there.
Yep.
So
yeah,
it's
nothing
cool.
better than to have them doing that Saturday night.
Yeah.
And it didn't work out for us, but
still a good ride though.
Doggone it. Just a great group of kids and a great group of fans. And you know, when you go to the state tournament and you look up and you see all the purple in our section all the way up, I mean, it gets you a little bit.
Yeah.
And makes you realize, for me, anyway, how lucky I am.
Yeah.
Well said. Congratulations.
You bet. Thanks.
We appreciate you, Jeff, and appreciate you coming in and spending your hour with us. I appreciate that.
Was that an hour?
Like you thought it was going to be shorter than that.
20 minutes.
Like he thought it was going to be shorter than that. He's like, "What? We're done? I thought we were going to go again.
Is that it?
Are we going to take a break and come back, or what?"
Yeah, we're going to take. We should have took commercial halfway through.
We probably could have. But
it's
all right.
I do. I want to say again, thanks you guys. I mean,
thank you.
We have fun.
We get so many opportunities for our kids that other schools don't get, and you guys provide that. And you know, like my folks watching, my brother in Williston, my brother in Minot, all of Melissa's family watching Minneapolis and Fargo and in Linton and Wishick and down in Arizona. I mean, Three Borders, they provide that for our families.
We have a
for
lot
all
of
our
fun.
families. There's a bazillion other people watching too.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool for us to be able to do that here.
Thank you.
We're really lucky.
Thank you.
It's why we're doing it. So, and we like doing it. So, even if it is double duty, sometimes it works. It works though. It works.
Yeah, him that's taken off for half the month of April.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah,
here we
he
go.
deserves it. Yeah.
Like he wasn't in Arizona already.
I was there 6 days, but
yeah, I'm only going to be in Arizona. I don't know, 4 or 5.
And then where are you going after that?
That's work, dude. Like that's work.
He's
like
gone for
they're
10
making
days,
me
but
go.
4 days is work.
They're making me go. So it is what it is.
You're going down to Brookings for a golf tournament.
You know what? Just stop.
End of April.
Just stop. Stop.
Might be snow there still.
No, it was already like 90 down there at one point today.
All right, Jeff, Ralph, again, Jeff, congratulations to you and the boys, and
Thanks.
Braden, Jack, all you guys that got the awards and stuff, postseason awards. We're going to come back and we'll wrap up this winter season of 2025-2026, and winter sports. We'll wrap it up. I don't know if Chad's going to come over or not, but I'll be here with B-Dub, and we'll call it a night.
Awesome.
And, we'll be right back, folks, and we want to thank our sponsors, too, as well. We'll be right back with that.
Getting you back to what you love. We are Optimum Rehab. For over a decade, Dr. Tony Egeman has provided physical therapy services for the people of Wahpeton, Breckenridge, and surrounding communities. We're a small practice that sees our patients as individuals. Through hands-on techniques, our patients have their treatment plans tailored to their exact needs. Sprains, sore muscles, back pain, achy joints, rehab following surgery, you name it. Optimum Rehab is your answer. When you need exceptional physical therapy, you need Optimum Rehab.
We know switching banks takes time. But what if we told you that at Bell Bank, we have a team that knows you by name?
Worth it.
Or real people that answer the phone within 22 seconds.
Worth it.
A bank that you can trust that will never hit you with sneaky fees?
It's so worth it.
Switch and see why Bell Bank is worth it. Bell Bank, member FDIC.
Minn Kota Ag Products has helped farmers with all their agricultural needs as the farming industry has expanded. They provide farmers with all their chemical, fertilizer, seed, grain, and elevator needs. They also offer deep band tillage, chemical application, and fertilizer application, just to name a few. Proud to be a partner in your operation since 1941. Download the MKAP Grower 360 app from your app store today to see current market prices, your tickets, and any essential information for your operation. Thanks for all your hard work.
At Interstate Engineering, we're more than engineers and surveyors. We're partners in building stronger communities. For 50 years, we've partnered with communities across the Great Plains region, from airports to water systems, transportation to recreation. Our team delivers innovative solutions with integrity, loyalty, and a passion for helping others. Interstate Engineering, improving life, one community at a time.
Since 1987, Red River Valley and Western Railroad has served North Dakota and Minnesota with over 500 miles of track. Red River Valley and Western handles shipping, freight car repair, storage options, and now transload services. With over 30 years of experience in the railroad industry, they know dependable service is what you strive for. Red River Valley and Western is proud to be a part of the community since 1987.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
No matter what time of year, a farmer's relationship with Red River Grain Hefty Seed never changes. Red River Grain Hefty Seed works shoulder to shoulder with area farmers to attain the highest possible profit for you. Red River Grain Hefty Seed has been saving farmers money for years. For all your grain and agronomy needs, stop in or call the friendly staff at 643-3738 or visit them online at redrivergrain.com.
Well, welcome back to the Jeff Ralph Hour. And it's the Giants Coaches Show, and it's also presented to you by Red River Communications, Cable Channel 28, Internet with a Human Touch, B-Dub. I'm Joe.
We give him a hard time about how much time he takes. And
yeah.
That hour went fast, though. I mean, it went by pretty good, though.
He took the whole hour, and I should have had an over-under on it. That's what I should have had.
Honestly, I don't think he realized that it took an hour. I don't think.
No, I mean, it wasn't like it was forced. I mean, you covered.
No.
You had 3 games to cover.
3 games at a state tournament.
Right,
at the end
3
of the
games
season.
cover, end of the season, seniors. I mean, it is what it is.
And hopefully the other coaches feel that way too.
Well, they get. We have.
we
It was.
gave them the extra
It was
time.
extended for the other coaches too. You know, I mean, we
Yeah,
had a
last-
little extra time on the front end. We have to give him a hard time when he gets down.
We
here.
absolutely do.
We can't just let him go.
Chad Affield joining us here, by the way,
So-
folks. Chad's a
Chad, what was
mainstay.
going on back over here?
Yards.
What was going on?
Yards is making
Water
a
went
mess.
water went
There's water.
everywhere. on
Look at him.
yards.
He
Way
just-
up on the wall, even over there.
Yeah, up over on the sign there on our
Yards.
Border Sports.
Don't mess up the leather sofa.
Yeah,
I mean,
he squeezed the bottom of. He was drinking a water bottle, put the cover back on, wanted to make sure it was on there good enough, so he squeezed the bottom of the water bottle, and it shot straight up. Hit all over him, all over the wall, everywhere over there. So yeah, it was
That's
it's
our
physics,
producer.
Yards. It's physics. I don't know.
It's okay, Yards.
He's learning. He's learning. So yeah.
Well,
everybody's learning.
I didn't add up the numbers for the season, for the winter season, for the basketball teams, the local basketball teams, and I know there was hockey, I know there was gymnastics,
How many
and
broadcasts?
wrestling. Huh?
You're talking wins and losses?
Wins and losses
wins
for
and
all
losses.
teams.
Oh, well, pretty
So
good.
I think
boy.
overall,
Pretty good.
for the 4 basketball teams, we had to be well over 80 wins, or pretty close to 80 wins.
I'd say over 90. Close.
You know,
It was up
I did.
there.
I
Well,
should have
everybody
added.
was in
I
the
was going to
20s,
add
right?
that up,
All
and I forgot.
No,
We had 14.
14, but
And Jeff was 20.
Yeah.
The Breck
Jordan
girls
had
were-
20.
Well, Breck, they play more games too.
Yes,
but, I mean,
absolutely.
so, but they were both for over 20.
They were well over 20.
Yeah.
I think
We're
23
close-
and maybe,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right then.
maybe
A lot of
23
wins.
apiece. Pretty
Hockey had a
close to
good
80.
season. Yeah.
That's pretty good in the Twin Towns.
Yeah.
So congratulations to everybody. And
It was a good winner.
again, the hockey
Was a good winner.
Hockey
Yeah.
team had a good season. Wrestling team did okay. Had a couple placers in the state
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah. It was successful.
And
Gymnastics.
we had
I mean,
Gymnastics?
We
Yeah.
had a
I mean,
coach of the year here in EDC. And
it was a good year.
yeah.
Good winner.
Right.
Well, and we couldn't have done it without our sponsors, B-Dub.
No, we can't. I mean, we can't do much
And
without them at all. That's
I
for
tell you
sure.
what, I got to go through them real quick. Red River Communications, of course, Yield Advantage, Hornstein Family Chiropractic, Tyler Farm Supply, located in beautiful, scenic downtown.
Tyler, North Dakota.
Tyler, North Dakota.
Thank you, gentlemen.
There you go.
OSPTI, been with us since day one. Farmers Union Insurance and the scoreboard was Kyle DeVries, been with us since day one. Studio 22 Design shout-out line, a hit with all the fans. We want to thank everybody for checking in during the games. Our timeout sponsor has been brought to you by Carlson Family Insurance. And Comfy Vibes joining us this winter here, Erica Rezak and Comfy Vibes. Thank you very much for joining us and brought you the Comfy Vibes fan cam.
Yeah. How about that?
And that went, if
we
I
get-
could get it out of my mouth.
So we'll
it
do
was
the
pretty good.
comfy vibe
See, you can't even say
fan
it.
cam, but we won't do the scooter cam.
Why do you have to bring that up? Why don't
You got Chad.
I don't
I
even?
think
I'm
we
not
need
even
to.
putting you on the screen anymore. Oh, there you are. I'll take you off the screen.
First Community Credit Union, our post-game show sponsor, our play of the week. We don't have one this week, but Comdell Innovation, we want to thank them for being a part of our sponsorship. And Optimum Rehab, our new Player of the Game award was brought to you by Dr. Tony and Optimum
Dr. Tony.
Rehab.
Yes, sir.
That
I
the
think
player
it
of the
went
game
pretty-
went off pretty well.
I think it came off pretty well.
Yeah, Comfy
We'll
Vibe
be doing it
Cam
in the
was great,
spring.
too.
Comfy Vibe did too.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And we'll be doing that in the spring too as well. So
Yeah.
the baseball players and softball
Ooh,
players.
you have to.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to get your orange shoes on again, Joe.
I
You
gotta-
go running. You have to
got
chase
my
the people
cross
down
legs there. I'm
probably.
supposed to uncross my legs.
It's a little farther from the press box to the floor than it is.
Yeah, we'll have to get going to get down on the field. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Well,
of
we
course,
don't-
Giant
you-
Seeds
you-
is
You have to have the track shoes on to get down there quickly.
So you get
After the game.
distance. You got a lot of
Honestly,
distance
God.
to cover those.
I
what I'm
can
telling
feel
you.
the best in those orange shoes.
I get it. I like the orange shoes, but I'm just saying it's farther to go in the spring
Okay.
to get the award given out
Yeah.
than it is
For both
in a
baseballs
gym.
and
Right.
softball.
Is what that's all I'm saying, Joe.
Right.
Essentia Health, Smith Motors
He'll
of
be there.
Wahpeton, Wahpeton Daily News, Superior Builders, I want to thank them, Channel Seeds and Matt Bones, State Farm Insurance and Amanda Frederick, and Gripper Sports, Tyler and Wayne over here on Dakota Avenue. They got some pretty cool stuff over there, all your favorite team sports apparel. Bell Bank, Minn Kota Ag Products, all season car wash, in my opinion, the best car wash in town. Country Financial of Wahpeton and Casey Formanak. Just visited with Casey the other day, in fact. Red River Grain in Breckenridge, appreciate them. Comfy Vibes, and we mentioned her with the Comfy Fan Cam. Red River Communications, we mentioned them. Sanford Health, Red River Valley Western Railroad, Wahpeton Deli and Eatery, Dean and the crew over there. And then, of course, Corner Drug, your prescription specialists.
Get them all?
I think so.
There you go. Well done.
We got to thank them all. And again, folks, if you walk into their place of business, tell them thank you too, because without them, we couldn't be bringing you this free content. So we appreciate them, and we appreciate the fans as well. And don't cross your legs, Joe. I was told not to do that, so I got to keep my legs down.
He's learning.
Again, thanks to all of our sponsors, thanks to all of our fans, and had a great winter season. And Studio 22 Design shout out line, all the great comments we got off of that B-Dub. I don't even know how.
Sometimes we can't even get to them all.
Yeah.
I mean, we just.
Yeah.
We try to. We try to get to them all, but sometimes we can't get to them all.
And our website now shows our schedule is out there for the spring.
Spring schedule is posted.
We may or may not add another event or two. We'll see how things go along.
We may.
So we'll see how that goes.
Yep. Well, is that it?
I think so.
How about that?
Yeah.
Chad, anything else?
I'm good. Spring
ready
will be
for
here
baseball
soon.
season?
Spring will be here soon. I've been working on the baseball fields and softball fields. So.
Yards, you got anything?
Any more water all over the place?
Clean up on aisle
you're on the
6.
leather.
He did clean the mess up, though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I know.
He used up a whole roll of paper towels.
Well, yeah.
No, he'll pay for those. We'll take it out of his paycheck.
Take it out of his paycheck.
We'll take it out of his paycheck. It's all right.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. We're going to be back. April 2nd is our first scheduled event, which is the
Next
Wahpeton
Thursday.
baseball team taking on Fargo South.
So Tim going to be on
Stay
that
with
day.
us, folks.
About
We don't know.
35.
There's heat
I
in
don't
the
think
press
the
box, though.
Press box is heated.
Yeah, that's right. So
Yeah, the outlook doesn't look good for temperature. So
yeah. So we'll have to see.
there's still a little snow in center field yet, I think.
A little bit in right center field, yes. Just a little bit across the warning track.
Get the toolkit out there and get it out of there.
It'll be gone. It'll be gone.
Yeah. It just depends on if it's too cold. And then we get started after that, and it gets pretty busy. And somebody's taken vacation in there a couple times, but other than that, we got a lot of things going on.
Somebody's got to take vacation.
Somebody already has, too.
He can't be the only one that takes vacation.
Although yours might be a little more extended than his was.
Right?
But
Whatever.
I'm not.
Whatever.
Whatever. I'm not saying we're well. You deserve it. Yeah, don't get me wrong.
All right, Yards, you got anything left on the winter season here for us before we wrap it up? Anything there from Yards? Any words of wisdom?
Any words of wisdom, Yards?
No, I think all teams did really good this year.
There you have it. That's Yards.
That's Yards. That's Yards. Camden Yards Kelson. From the green room.
In the green room that is now covered in water.
Covered in water.
Yeah.
Chad?
Yep, I'm good.
Thank you, man.
Yes, you're welcome.
You
Absolutely.
gonna be around to help this spring? If
Oh, yeah.
anything? Somebody's going on vacation.
Well, when
somewhere.
I'm gone, Chad,
after
Yards can produce and
flip
everything.
phone,
So,
flip
yeah,
phone,
that's all right.
we'll be all right.
We'll get her covered.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, B-Dub.
Stop with the scooter cam. That is not happening. Just stop.
So.
Stop. You just egg that
Scooter,
guy on.
Scooter cam is not happening.
Scooter
Yards.
cam.
Just
I think
keep
we can make scooter cam. work.
Egging that guy on, and he just keeps bringing
Imagine
it
him
up.
on a scooter.
I can, and that's the problem.
I'm not, Mike. I'm sorry. I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying. I don't want him to hurt himself.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be running into people. Tipping over up on the curb. And everybody, hey, you can't go in there with that. Get that guy out of there.
What's that guy doing?
We'll give him a scooter that they use at like at
Walmart.
He'll have a little basket on it then.
Well, that's what he wants.
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing
Hey,
that.
that's where we can put the battery pack.
We don't have liability insurance. We can't. Although we could see Kyle DeVries for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could see. Yeah. All right,
So.
B-Dub, from you and I, what do we got?
Nothing. Thanks for everybody helping us with the winter season. Thanks to all the teams.
Don't forget Noel. Don't forget
Steve. Mike. I mean, yeah, it's been great.
Chad.
So
Yards.
Chad, Yards. it's been a good winter season.
Jonica Bernardus helped me a couple
Raleigh
times.
helped us
Yep,
out.
Raleigh
too,
helped
as well.
us out too, yeah.
Yep. Did a couple playoff games. So yeah, we got the band back together there for a little bit. So
Yeah,
that
we
was
did.
good. That was good.
Fun.
So yeah.
And the
It's been good.
whiteboard's going up there.
We're
over
not
the
putting
summer.
the whiteboard up there, so just stop. We're not
I thought the TV was going.
It's gonna be digital. He's
We'll see.
He's living in the old age. Next
that's
thing you
all
know, we're gonna have a corded phone
Yeah,
in
would
here.
it be easier just to put a
Corded
vid-
phone.
Yeah,
There you go.
corded phone. Yeah, well,
yeah.
oh boy.
Right?
This is this is not a flip phone.
That thing
people.
doesn't even
That
work.
is not a flip phone.
It doesn't even work.
It's not even on.
It's a prop.
Yeah.
It's a prop. He carries it around so people think, oh, look, he does have a real phone. No, he doesn't.
Okay.
It's just a prop.
All right. When are we back? April 2nd?
Second's the first baseball game.
And then our first coaches show is
Eighth?
April 15th?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
That'll be
Third Wednesday in April.
Yeah, we'll make it work. I'll have park board meeting, but we'll make it work.
Yeah, because you're gone the next week again.
Yes.
So
Yes.
April 15th will be our first coaches show.
Yeah.
I'm
Tax
always
day.
having fun.
That's tax day, isn't it?
Stop. Why did you bring that
Why
up?
you gotta bring that up? Man,
I gotta
they
call
bring me
for the
down.
lines ready. Okay.
Bringing me down.
Thank you, everybody.
Yep, thank
Again,
you.
a very sincere thank you to everybody, all of our sponsors, all of our fans, everybody that helped us, Chad, Yards, Mike, Steve, Noel, and Raleigh came on board for a few games, and appreciate everything and all the time that everybody helps to make this what we do. So from Brian and myself, we thank you all. And you can start the music, Brian, because I'm going to wrap it up.
We'll wrap it up and I'll start the music.
Okay.
I'm the producer.
All right, for everybody here at Three Borders Sports Network, we'll see you on April 15th, but our first game is going to be April 2nd. Take a check of our website. It's got our schedule on there. We've got some BW Storm softball coming up too as well. So have a busy spring. See you, everybody.
Abby Johnson with the home run, just about to stray away center field.